Hi everyone, welcome to Eden's Secret, keeping you entertained and keeping you company during this time. Okay, today we are making some donut soaps. I bought these molds just before Christmas and I was going to use them for Christmas, but I thought I've got to get some soaps made with those donut molds. They were so cheap. I'll put a link to them in the description box below if I can find where I actually bought them from. If not, the ones that you see in the link, they'll be cheap as well, I'm sure. So we've got our soap batter mixed up here. And today we are using marshmallow fluff from Soap Supplier. Link in the description box to that. I'm not going to put any fragrance in yet. This fragrance does discolour, but when I made it, I made some minis with it. I used the hot pink mica and it did discolour, but it actually discoloured to a really nice pink. So it won't be exactly like the pink that we're going to put in here. So I'm going to put a very heat teaspoonful of mineral makeup ingredients, pink 201, and we'll just blend that in. You notice I'm using the Bosch blender today. I haven't gotten used to the other one yet. It's definitely heavier than the Bosch, and the Bosch was to hand, so that's why I'm using the Bosch today. And I think it's quieter as well. So that's our colour fully blended in. And what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to change this glove because it's got pink colour all over it. So we are taking precautions during this time. I mean, in a way it's hardly any different to the way I usually do things. All the worktops and everything get sprayed down with rubbing alcohol anyway. But what I've done differently this time is I've actually sprayed all the molds down as well, which isn't something I usually do. They're usually just washed. So we're just going to fill the container up halfway. The reason I'm filling it halfway is simply because it's easier to pour if your jug isn't full. And I'm going to add about 20 mils of fragrance. It is yummy, this smell. I really like it. It's like a marshmallow with a hint of mint. Also, it's a marshmallow that doesn't discolour to an ugly discoloration. I'm just hoping it doesn't seize on me. But I have used it. I did use it in some minis that I made. Right, let's pour. So I guess you want it to be nice and fluid because you need the level, the tops of each donut to be nice and level if you're going to sandwich them together. I've probably made far too much batter, but we'll see. They're quite flimsy, these molds. They're not the best quality I've ever had, but they're okay. They definitely do. I'll be thrilled if it uses up all of the soap that I've just mixed this pink into. So you might hear some noises from round about the house because the boys are here. But the good thing is the sun's shining, so the heating doesn't need to come on. I mean, I can't remember when the weather was so beautiful in March. It's gorgeous. You know how us Brits are about the weather, we absolutely obsessed with it. So what are you doing to keep yourselves entertained at the moment? I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments below. And as usual, we will be giving one of these soaps away. Anywhere in the world, doesn't matter where you live, everybody is eligible to win. Whoops, I forgot to add the extra into that one there. So luckily it's definitely not a fast mover at all. Seems like a very slow mover. Just a bit short on that one, but I'll add a little extra because we do still have probably, might even have a kilo of soap batter left there, so I'll have to think of something to use that up for. Right, so let's pour some eggs. I mean, after all, Easter's coming, isn't it? It'll probably be cancelled, but it's coming. And if it's cancelled and we get no orders for these, then we'll just have to either use them ourselves or I can give them away with future orders. I think it's going to get worse before it gets better, that's for sure. Seems like the government and everyone around the world, the people that meet a lot of other people on a daily basis seem to be catching this, and because we don't, then I'm suspecting that's why we haven't got it yet, but it'll be coming. Having said that, I don't think I'm going to get it. Am I stupid believing that? Time will tell. Right, there we go. Some gorgeous, cute eggs. The moulds are from Home Bargains. Again, cheap as chips. I think they were £1 something each or £1 each. They might have even been less than that. So now's the time to go and grab them for next year. So these are stiffening up a little bit now, so I'm going to put some cling film all the way across and hope that that just keeps the tops a little sticky, because we're obviously going to pipe in between. Between the soaps. I'm thinking I should have done this later, because it is actually falling in to the soap butter. Never mind. I'm just not wanting to get too much of a dry seal on each of the tops of the soaps, and then that'll allow the piping in the centre of each to stick better. Alright, it's time to unmould these gorgeous donuts, and let's see how easy they are to unmould. Very easy. So we're going to pop them upside down, and again, unmoulding is easily or difficult is all down to your recipe. So if you're using my recipe, which you will find on the video I'm linking in the top right hand corner right now, this is the recipe used to make these. Okay, we're just unmoulding these donuts now. Just make sure we're on record there, and they unmould really easily. So if you use my recipe with that low water content, then there's no reason why your soap shouldn't unmould easily, and there's no need to put them in the fridge or the freezer. I could be wrong, but I just feel like putting them in the fridge or freezer when they need to really be heating up to go through that saponification. I just feel like it would interfere. I could be totally wrong. I don't know everything, all there is to know about soap. I don't know everything. Other people like to find out all the technical details. But I'm not one for really hunting all that information down. Basically, I don't have time. So we're just placing them all upside down, and you see they have discoloured a little, but they will discolour to a stronger shade of pink after a couple of weeks. But it's not a bad, as I said, it's not a horrible discoloration. I like it actually. Probably one of the only discolorations that I've seen that I do like. So I was wondering what colour to put in between these, and I think pink and yellow always looks lovely. Plus Easter's coming, and I think yellow's like the perfect colour to go with right now. And of course the Easter eggs that are going on the top, they're yellow. So we might as well do, I mean, we could do them all different, couldn't we? We could do a different, yeah. But I've already done the yellow. Yeah. Mind, I could do a different colour for the piping on the top of the donut. So yeah, that's what we'll do, because that will make the yellow Easter egg stand out. Now these have stood longer than I really wanted them to. We've been in the malls 3 days, so I'm a bit concerned that this layer on the top is going to be rather dried out. So obviously 2 things I can think of doing is, one is spraying them with rubbing alcohol, and 2, I could just scrape the tops a little with a knife. And I'll show you what I mean by that. I'm just going to get those molds out of the way. I'm just spraying my knife. A bit of soap stuck on there, so just need to wipe that off. So I was thinking what I could do is just, there's a little bit of ash on the top as well, so I was thinking I might just scrape, I think that's what I'll do actually, scrape it off like this on all of them. Obviously it's going to create a little bit of a mess. I don't know what to do. But some of them probably do need tidying up a little bit, like this one. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll give them all a scrape and then we'll come back when it's time to pipe the filling. Okay, so I've got half over this side and then I've separated the other half with this gap here, so I know only to pipe to this one because the others need to go on the top of these. So I've got some lovely yellow honey and melon soap batter here ready to pipe. But just before we do that, I'm going to give these their second spray of rubbing alcohol and just let that evaporate off, and then we'll start piping these pretties. So you need to make sure they're perfectly centered. They actually look cuter than I imagined. Probably be nice like that, but I just fancy putting something on the top of them. Probably hold them together as well. Pipe something in the center. Okay, so I do still have quite a lot of mixture. So let's add some to the middle of each one, and that is something we can stick the egg to. Now if you watch me on Instagram, you'll have seen me pouring the eggs. I don't think that section of video is actually in this full video, but if you go to my Instagram page, link in the description box below as usual, you will actually find that video that I uploaded the other day, and we will put some drizzle on here as well. I've got my eggs here in this container, so obviously I'm just going to be putting half an egg in there. Right, shall we put it sort of to the side, or no, be nicer on the side, I think, won't it? And then we can actually put the drizzle on this side. Whoops. Now those molds I got to do the eggs, they were from Home Bargains and they were cheap as anything. If you're out shopping and you go into Home Bargains, you'll see them because they're in there now, obviously ready for Easter, and they do two different sizes, and these are the smaller ones. So we've got a few different smells here. We've got honey and lemon, and we've got marshmallow fluff for the pink. Maybe should have done them chocolate, but probably probably wouldn't go down very well. Oh, that one's a bit stained. And that's it. We're all ready for some gorgeous drizzle to go on there.